Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for joining me for another video. I am going to be doing every single game from this wildcard weekend in the NFL. I'm going to be previewing each of them to give you guys my thoughts on these matchups and all of the key battles that will be occurring during the game. Make sure you like the video if you enjoy the content, subscribe so that you do not miss anything, and with that done, let's hop into this Relentless Rundown. The first AFC matchup of the week is the number 4 seed Jaguars versus the Chargers, who come in as the 5 seed. The Jags destroyed the Chargers 38-10 back in week 3, and that was on the road. Trevor Lawrence had 262 yards and 3 touchdowns as the Jags racked up 413 yards of total offense. Austin Eckler was held to 53 total yards on 12 touches, while Zay Jones and Christian Kirk combined for 157 yards and 2 tutties. Keenan Allen did not play for LA. Both of these quarterbacks were top 10 in the NFL in passing touchdowns and yardage. Justin Herbert finishing second behind Patrick Mahomes with over 4,700 yards through the air, but he did flash some inconsistencies for much of the season. Lawrence and Herbert each threw 25 touchdown passes. Lawrence caught fire in October, but he cooled off heading into the new year. He had just 2 touchdown passes in his last 3 games. Neither team here has given up much through the air, so I do not think that is where this game is decided. Over the last 3 weeks, both have given up bottom 10 passing numbers at under 175 yards per game. Herbert and Lawrence could struggle to post gaudy numbers. The guys they'll be throwing to are a solid group. Keenan Allen has been a great player since returning from injury, but Mike Williams has struggled to have a consistent impact after his big money deal in the offseason. They combined for 1,615 yards this year, but have only played together in a handful of games. Having the duo at 100% is going to make Justin Herbert's life easier, and if Williams can stretch the defense early with a big play or 2, the Jags could certainly be in trouble. Jacksonville spent big money on a receiver of their own in the offseason, and while the jury may still be out on that 4-year, $72 million contract that they gave to Christian Kirk, they will not complain with the results thus far. Kirk broke the 1,000-yard barrier, and he also hit pay dirt 7 times. He got a ton of help from ex-Buffalo Bill Zay Jones as well. He came out of nowhere to post over 800 yards of his own. While they don't have the name recognition of the guys from LA, Jones and Kirk have been every bit as good and could surprise if they're overlooked. At tight end, the advantage is clearly Jacksonville's. Evan Ingram, the perennial breakout candidate, finally busted through in a big way after years of disappointing in New York. He has cooled off though over the last 2 weeks, but on the season, he caught nearly 70 balls for 739 yards as well as 4 touchdowns, outpacing the Chargers' Gerald Everett by nearly 200 yards. Everett does have scores in 2 straight, and his ability in the red zone could come into play if LA struggles to run it. That's where Austin Eckler comes in. He will be key for the Chargers. The offense runs through him because he can do it all. He's a terror to bring down in one-on-one situations and routinely makes would-be tacklers look silly. The man known as pound for pound had 107 receptions this season, which was 5th most in the NFL regardless of position. He racked up 1,567 yards of total offense, and his 18 tutties led the league. If the Jags can slow him down as they did in the first matchup, it will be a long day for the Chargers. Travis Etienne has come a long way since these 2 teams met up. He was the 1B for the first third of the year before James Robinson was traded. And once that happened, Etienne took off and became all that Jacksonville hoped that he could be and more. He had 5 100-yard rushing games between week 7 and 17. Etienne is not the two-way player that Eckler is, at least not yet. But he has flashed some ability in the passing game, and it is clear that he has sky-high potential. What happens with each of these guys is going to tell the story of this game. The Chargers have been one of the worst teams in the NFL stopping the run over the last 3, surrendering 5.8 yards per carry, 4th worst in the league. And on the flip side, Jacksonville ranks 8th best in that span, allowing just 3.7 yards per tote. If the Jags can use the ground game to keep LA off the field, it will be a monster advantage. Neither team's defense stands out as a whole. Each were in the bottom half of the league in yardage allowed, but if there's an edge to be found, the Jags did surrender 2 points less per game. On the season, Jacksonville was far better against the run, ranking 12th with under 115 yards allowed on average. The Chargers ranked 7th on the season, surrendering just over 200 yards passing per game. I have 2 X factors in this game. For Jacksonville, it is Trevor Lawrence. If he gets hit early or turns it over, I do not like Jacksonville's chances. For the Chargers, it is Austin Eckler. He has to play a key role on offense and get this Chargers team into a rhythm. My keys to victory for Jacksonville are contain Austin Eckler, make and keep Justin Herbert uncomfortable, and avoid giving up the big play. For the Chargers, they need to force a turnover, probably 2, and not allow Travis Etienne to get going. They also need to capitalize in the red zone. And that is everything I got for you guys. Really hope you enjoyed this preview. Should be an awesome game. Make sure you check out all of the other previews for games. I'm doing them all this weekend. And check out the shorts I've been putting up on YouTube and TikTok as well. Plenty of them to keep you entertained. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel as well. This is Relentless Press. I'm your host, Abraham Opaz, and I will see you next time.